What is up, gente? What is up, people? What is up? No video, so I wanted to, tell you guys where and to. Basically, I picked up a load out in Minnesota, out here in a little town called Long Prairie. I picked up some egg stuff. Obviously, you guys can't see that. I mean, obviously, I didn't record where I picked it up from because I totally forgot to. That's why. So I just figured, let me grab the camera now and start recording before I get on the phone or whatever and forget about it. Which is not very good when it comes to content creation, right? But this is not about that. This is about, just me wanting to, create, basically a log of, where I'm going and just something to remember, later on in the future. Anyways, I don't want to get too deep about that. But anyways, I'm taking this egg stuff out I'm going over to a place called Forina, Illinois. And right about now, I'm thinking about heading over to get something to eat. I pulled over to take my 10-hour break here on a quick trip. And I never stopped at a quick trip before. I've always been a Loves and a Pilot guy. A petrol once in a blue moon back when I used to run on I-10 a lot. That one petrol in Louisiana, which is it's just a joke, bro. But anyways, so this is a little Mexican restaurant, literally over there, I mean. So I'm about to head over there, walk over there and get some good Mexican food, man, because, well, I'm Mexican and I like Mexican food. And when I can, have the opportunity to eat Mexican food, that's what I'll do, man, because I love my rice and beans and tortillas. But anyways, let's walk over there, man. Let's see what it is out there. And by the way, it's out here on I-94 headed eastbound and here into Wisconsin. Anyways, let's go over there, man. By the way, this is the Quick Trip parking lot. Look at this. There's a Mac. So this is the back of this place. We're gonna walk over to the front. Let's see qué hay. ¿Qué hay de comer? ¿Qué hay de comer? Vamos a hacer arroz con frijoles, tortillas, carne asada, maybe some fajitas, maybe some tacos, a torta, maybe. I don't know, man. Anything beats fast food. I'll say that much. And I could cook in the truck, but why? Why am I gonna do that when I can get some good Mexican food? Oh, well, I hope it's good. What's that? And that's the logo. So I finally arrived at the receivers with this load of eggs, man, and I'm sorry that I didn't post after I ate that Mexican food, man. I got I'm gonna be honest, I ate, got on the phone, and just started basically chilling and went to sleep. But I got to this little place in Forina, Illinois around 3:30 p.m. yesterday, and there was a truck stop like 5 minutes down the road from here, and I was there. There was a Dollar General I walked into. I bought a few snacks, groceries and whatnot, and cooked something to eat. And yeah, I got up around 4 o'clock this morning, headed out over here by 4:30, and now I'm just waiting for them to take the tank, which is over there, to start unloading it. But I don't know if they're gonna unload it real quickly because Google Maps says this place isn't open till 8 a.m. And another thing, Google Maps, led me to the right direction, but my Garmin GPS, look what it says. It says I'm still 20 minutes away. I have to do a U-turn and all this and that. So, just a word of caution, guys. Always be careful, Or what I like to do is I use Google Maps in conjunction with the Garmin GPS. So, in case there's any, doubts, at least I know, what to expect or whatever. And I usually go, when I'm about 5 to 10 miles away from my destination, I usually go with Google Maps. Just the fact that I've already had this issue a couple times where I trusted Garmin, to get to the final destination, and I realized that it takes me to the wrong place. So just a word of caution. So this video, I really wanted to talk to you guys about 3 rookie mistakes that I've made as a truck driver, and hopefully you guys can avoid making these same mistakes by me telling you these mistakes. And I'm gonna name these little mistakes. Well, I shouldn't say little, because they aren't little, man. But these rookie mistakes that I've made, you should try to avoid. And I'm gonna tell you guys these mistakes I've made in no particular order, but more of, as they come in mind. Okay, first rookie mistake that stands out in mind to me. Oh man, one time I picked up a load out of a port. I remember it was the port of Palmetto here in Florida on 41. And I had a hard time getting that load because my dispatcher had sent me there really late. They were about to close. And then once I got there, they rejected the trailer. It was a reefer trailer. And they rejected me. So then the dispatcher told me, oh no, okay, you swap trailers with somebody else there. They got a clean trailer. Take their trailer. And just a whole mess like that. Basically, by the time I got out of there, it was really late. And I was beginning to go low on hours. I had to take this, I think it was like some kind of produce, maybe like mangoes or bananas or something like that. So I was taking it to a Walmart DC, a Walmart distribution center. I don't remember where exactly it was. It must have been down there somewhere near Cocoa Beach or something like that. Anyways, so by the time I get there, I had run out of my hours, or I'm running out of my hours, and I'm starting to trip out because, I'm panicking. I'm a new driver, right? I check in, they send me to a door. Now with Walmart, I have this policy where when you back up, you have to get your wheels, you have to slide your tandems all the way to the rear, open your doors, of course, and then they want you to unhook from the trailer. So you have to, unhook all your cables, your airlines, and depending on where you're at, this particular location, they just had me, or they just had the drivers move up, so just like unhook from the trailer and just move up, so get out from under the trailer. And that's what I remember doing. Well, I backed into the spot that they assigned me, but my trailer tandems wouldn't slide back. They were stuck. And I kept doing that, rocking back and forth. I sprayed some WD-40. It wouldn't. And I was starting to get frustrated. So I just figured, you know what? Let me just open the doors and let me just back it in there. If anybody says anything, I just let them know I couldn't slide them back. Now the previous driver who had that trailer, when we swapped it out, he told me, he's like, hey, I had trouble with them tandems, so just FYI. So I slide the trailer into the back into the door. And as I was saying earlier, I had run out of hours, driving hours. So I was just panicking, like, what am I going to do after here? What am I going to do? Just little things like that. I'm a rookie driver, man. I'm just, just tripping out for no reason type of. Well, in the midst of all that, I back the trailer up. I get down. And that's really late, too. It was like 2 a.m. in the morning. I unhook my lines. And I'm just like so pissed off because I'm like, I'm late. It's late at night. I can't get the dang tandems to slide back. I had pushed a little button on the truck to, unhook. And so I start, put my truck and drive into gear and drive forward. When suddenly I hear a loud boom. And I look back in the rear mirrors. Or in the mirror, I mean, not the rear mirror, because there's none here on the trucks. And I saw the trailer fall on the truck's drive tires. My heart dropped, man. Because I got down and I looked, and I forgot to freaking roll down the landing gear. And I just started tripping, man. And it was fully loaded. It was like 40,000 pounds of, bananas or mangoes. I don't remember what produce it was, but it was produce of some sort. And I got down and I started, trying to unwind the, the legs up, right? And since it was loaded, it was really heavy. And I was struggling with it, to lift it back up. I remember I walked into the DC and asked if they could help me, I don't know, send a forklift or something. And they said, no, it's not our responsibility. We can't be held liable for it. So you have to figure it out yourself. When you're panicking, you're in this mode of you forget things, Bro, I kid you not, I finally got it at like 4 a.m. I rolled it up at 4 a.m. I finally got the trailer up at 4 a.m. And I ran it back to the office. And I let them know, hey, the trailer's up. You guys can start unloading it. Because they did not want to unload it until I finally got it up. So they waited that whole time. And also, I called Night, the Night Transportation's breakdown or whatever. And they were going to try to send a tow truck to lift it up. But they never called me back within those 2 hours. They never called me back. So I ended up calling Night Transportation. Hey, I got the trailer lifted up. Don't send nobody. Okay, perfect. Cool. And it took another, hour or so for them to finally unload the trailer. I hooked back up. I went back inside, got my paperwork. Realized I could use PC. I PC'd my way over to a Love's truck stop. And, yeah, man. So the lesson is, as a rookie truck driver, don't panic. Just relax, take a deep breath. And what I learned from there was to take your time and develop a routine. So from now on, what I do is I always go to the landing gear first thing. When I'm getting down from the truck, when I'm hooking up, whether I'm picking up or whether I'm, dropping off a trailer, I always go to the landing gear first thing. I never go to those airlines, never. And it's always kept me right now. But always just take a breath and just slow down, man. Just slow down, because it's when you rush, that's when mistakes can happen and you skip certain steps. But always develop a step. And that's what I do from now on. Whether I'm hooking up or dropping off, go to the landing gear. After that's either up or down, I go to the hoses. And, once that's done, then I, do my pre-trip. I always do it like that. And it's, for the most part, it's kept me, safe. And that's never happened to me again. And you never want to happen to you ever, especially when it's fully loaded, because, man, that was the worst night of my life. Second rookie mistake that I remember committing, allowing the dispatchers to talk to you, with disrespect and no dignity. You know what I'm saying? I remember having a dispatcher telling me to hurry up, talking to me as if I was a kid, maybe some people would like to be talked to like that. But I believe in, you give respect to earn respect, you know what I mean? And I remember a couple of times, being given a load and just told, hurry up and go, hurry up and go. And then when I would go, I would finally realize, oh, I didn't have load bars, or I didn't have, straps for the load, or the trailer wasn't washed, and I wasn't told about any of this. Oh, and when I would relay that message about, hey, the shipper wants load bars, or they want the trailer to be washed out, what do I do? Oh, you should have asked before, you should have known, hurry up and go get that done now, and you gotta hurry up and get to the shipper before they close, type of stuff. And bro, that used to, it's just like, what the heck? Another issue with this was that, since the times were so tight, it was sometimes really hard to shower. And I would bring that up, and they would just shrug it off. And that's what I'm talking about, or referring to, when it comes to the dignity thing. You know what I mean? Like as a human being, bro. Like, yeah, I understand that being a truck driver, part of it is that you're going to be out here on the road. Sometimes you're not gonna be getting showers, but I've realized also that now that I've got good dispatchers, and I've experienced what it is to have a good dispatcher. I've experienced what it is to be treated with respect. you know they schedule you, your loads, your pickups and your drop-offs. They schedule you to where you have enough time to shower, you have enough time to stop and recuperate and get a shower in or get something to eat, type of deal. But I remember some of these issues, some of these instances were just like, just completely, like you didn't have enough time to stop and shower, or to even um to even get in number two or number one in sometimes. And so I think about that, and I'm like, whoa, like that's a rookie mistake that I've made, that I don't think I could ever go back to, being treated like a kid or belittled or talked to without, respect or dignity. Because at the end of the day, man, now I'm going to say this. I used to work in agriculture before, getting into truck driving. And in agriculture, as we all know, well, I don't know if everybody knows, but in agriculture, a lot of agricultural workers are looked down on. Now, I used to work in a laboratory, so but the general consensus of agriculture work is looked down upon. Like, it's farm work. You're getting dirty. And so when I used to mention that I come from agriculture, a lot of people would automatically assume that oh, you get dirty. But when I tell them, oh, I worked in a laboratory, then suddenly, oh, what you used to do? Like people begin to ask more questions, type of stuff. And in agriculture, back in the 60s and the 70s, there was a lot of activists standing up for those guys, because sometimes just for the fact that they were working out in the fields, that they wouldn't have access to bathrooms and clean running water for them to drink, or there was no rights for them to take breaks, especially under the hot sun and stuff like that. But when it came to truck driving, the fact that you got treated with disrespect and without dignity when it came to taking a shower, or taking a break, type of stuff, pushed to the limit, type of stuff, that's when I was kind of just like, okay, whatever, man, like what the hell is this? And again, I'm not here to say that, oh, I'm not willing to work, because like I said, I come from agriculture, bro. I picked fruit in the fields, when I was a kid, like my family, like bro, like you can't tell me, oh, you're not a hard worker, you're not trying to work. Because I get that a lot from the super truckers, when I mention that. And it's just like, nah, bro, like my forefathers fought for rights in this country. So like, how you gonna tell me like I'm being lazy? Nah, man. So anyway, my point is, as a rookie driver, the lesson is, don't allow yourself to be disrespected. Don't allow yourself to be treated without dignity. Stand up for yourself. Say something. Do something. Or, find another place of employment, man, because you don't have to, put up with that crap. And that's what I've realized, because, when I went over to Davis, or whenever I came over here to TransFlow, bro, all my loads are scheduled appropriately to where I can shower, take breaks. And some people were like, oh, that's, you don't get no miles in like that. And my thing is, I mean, I get it, if that's how you want to run, then by all means go ahead and run like that. But I want to be treated like a human being, at least. I'm not in prison, I'm not an inmate. You're not going to refer to me as a number. Refer to me by my name. And treat me with respect and dignity. That's all I'm asking. Because that's something that I remember an older dude told me out here in trucking, that, trucking is almost like, it's like a prison. It's a prison on wheels. If you let them, they'll degrade you by, referring to you as a number. If you let them, they'll degrade you by treating you as less than them, just because they get to go home and you don't. You know what I'm saying? So you gotta set your boundaries, and you gotta realize, where you fit in type of deal, you know? So as a rookie truck driver, man, keep that in mind and don't make that mistake. Third rookie mistake that I committed, I think it's really important for your rookie driver to not repeat the same mistake that I made. Don't believe everything you hear out here. And what I mean by that is that you'll have a lot of super truckers, you know, throughout this journey of me getting my CDL, you know, getting hired on to a trucking company, or company should I say, I've heard so many things that as a rookie, as somebody who didn't know anything about trucking whatsoever, I didn't have any family members or nothing like that to ask, or I didn't have any homies, or the homies I did have, you know, they were doing local driving, so they didn't really know much experience as far as, you know, over the road stuff. And we sort of got our CDLs at the same time, so we didn't really have much off to go on. I guess I'll put it this way. One of my trainers at Night Transportation gave me a very, very wise advice or consejo, and he put me up on game, Mr. Larry. He told me trucking is basically two things. It's promises and lies. I repeat, it's promises and lies. You just have to choose which one you want to believe. And that's literally it. That really sums up trucking, man. So you have to, you know, don't believe everything you hear out here, you know, in trucking world. I've had drivers tell me, oh, you're stuck with this company. If you decide to quit, you know, you'll never get hired anywhere else. Bruh. One of these days I'm going to make a video about, you know, the companies I've worked for in trucking. And I've left, man, because I wasn't making no money. You know? Like, who the hell wants to work for a company where you're not making no money? Like I said, I used to work in a laboratory. And like if I left that, you know, if I left that job, a stable job at that, you know, if I left it, it was to make more money. It was not to, you know, bring in less money and be away from, you know, from everything I know. You know what I'm saying? So don't believe that, oh, you're stuck here. You can't go anywhere else. Otherwise, you'll never ever get a job again in trucking. Nah, don't believe that crap. Another crap that I used to hear is that, you know, oh, you're in it for the money. You got to be into trucking for the love of it, not for the money. Again, who comes up with this stuff? You know, as much as I enjoy driving trucks, but the thing is, like, to love of driving trucks is not going to pay my bills, bro. It's not going to get me out of debt. It's not going to further my financial goals. You know what I'm saying? So, like, I'm like, okay, who comes up with this stuff? And I used to hear it, and I'm just like, wow. These dudes are really dedicated to this lifestyle. Which now I've adjusted to it. But I would never, ever tell another driver, oh, you can't be in this for the money. No, you know, I do agree you have to be in this for the money, you know. And I'm not saying be greedy. I'm saying, you know, I'm more of the believer of, like, if you get enough money and you're happy and it pays your bills, then that's it. You know, like me, where I'm at currently, you know, nobody bothers me. You know, it's chill. And I'm making decent money. I'm happy. You know, now, could I be making more money? Probably. But I'm happy here. It's comfortable for me. It's laid back. But that's besides the point. One of the lies you'll hear is, we can guarantee you and you'll make this much amount. Unless it's on paper, and even then, even if it's on paper, they'll come up with rules and conditions that you have to meet before you can qualify for that guaranteed amount. And it's usually kind of hard for you to reach as a rookie driver, especially if there's drivers who's been with that company for several years, because they're going to prioritize those drivers before you, because they don't know you. You know what I'm saying? And it makes sense. So you got to be careful with that. Another thing you'll hear from these companies is, we can get you home on time, all the time. Again, be careful with that. Because sometimes it's not possible. It's just not logistically possible, man. You know, especially if you're out, you know, out far west, and, you know, like if you're like me and out in, you know, Florida, bro, if you're out in California, they're not gonna get you home. Let's say, you know, you're supposed to be home Monday and today's Saturday. They're not gonna get you home. It's impossible. You know what I'm saying? Especially if there's no loads or freight slow. It's gonna be impossible, bro. So what I say is, you know, always, if you're trying to be home, you know, ask for home time. You know, if the date you're trying to be home a specific date, always ask for 2 days ahead of that specific date. In case, you know, you can't, you know, they can't get you a load right on time. And one more note to add on that I just remembered is, even your GPS, man, don't believe it every single time. Believe it 99% of the time. I have a Garmin GPS, but even then, it's sometimes led me in the wrong direction. Rather than going east, it takes me west sometimes. So what I always do is, you know, I think I've told you guys before earlier that I'll use my Google Maps as well too. So don't believe everything you hear. Alright guys, so I've just realized that this is possibly one of the longest videos I've ever made for this channel. And so I figured I'd just end it here. And I was finished loaded anyways. But I just want to encourage all you guys, especially you guys that are just starting out in trucking. And I just want to keep telling you guys to just keep it pushing, keep it moving. You know, échale ganas, no pares, no, you know, don't let anybody get you down, homie. And let's get this money out here and let's get these miles out here, man. But shout outs to everybody, you know, who shows loves in the comments, and you know, who watches these videos, and who hits the like button too. You know, shout outs to you guys. Thank you for watching the videos. Thank you for subscribing. I hope that you know my information is correct, and I hope my information in truck driving can help you guys if you're just starting out. I'm not gonna sit here and tell you guys that I've been doing this for a long time or that I'm a super trucker or anything like that. Nah, man, I'm just out here just trying to help the homies out, you know, get their foot in the door, or in this case, you know, get your foot on that pedal, and make an honest and a noble, fair way of living, man. But anyways, saludos to all you guys, shout outs to you guys, and stay safe out there. I'm out. Al rato.